Hey, yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever. As always, it is me, XFL Jim.
Can you smell what the XFL is cooking?
As always, I'm joined by the one, the only, the incomparable. It is Uncle Rico, a.k.a. Erik.
This is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
what's up, brother?
Just ready for another exciting, maybe the most exciting week of the XFL season yet.
I'm hoping for
UFL. Apologies. I'm XFL.
two good. How can I word this? 2 good days of football. That's what I'm really hoping for. I want 2 good days. Saturday wasn't that good, man. Saturday was not a good day.
Oh, last week Saturday was it was fine. It was 2 blowouts, but it was boring blowouts. Memphis looked improved, but also other aspects of their team were shoddy and despicable. And the Roughnecks just were never in it. It was like the closest score a blowout can be. Shout out Herb. Sorry about your Brahmas, by the way. Sunday was awesome, though. Renegades, Panthers, and Brahmas Defenders. Awesome games. Awesome games last week.
Dude, Sunday was phenomenal, dude.
Sunday was everything I wanted it to be.
And more. And it was Cinco de Mayo. You had some good Mexican food, dude.
It was a great time. Vibes were high. How many more different ways can the Arlington Renegades find to lose a game?
I mean, it just becomes a habit forming. Like, if you don't learn how to win, you're just gonna constantly
But they won the league last year.
Well, I mean, but this is a different league. This year, they haven't won shit. That's my point.
Fair.
It's been week after week that they've gotten up. They've just blown game after game after game. And at this point, the best thing to do is when they get a lead and it's in the third or fourth quarter, just fade them. Just fade them.
Fade them. And then the Brahmas just couldn't get it done. This was probably the worst offensive performance we've seen from the San Antonio Brahmas. Defenders, though, still a lot. They saved their playoff hopes with that win there in D.C. They're still very much alive to make the playoffs,
which is good. You know, keeps the dream alive. I really have some questions about their offense, though.
Oh, I 100% agree with you there. Erik, so I like to do the little questionnaire with this show, but before I begin talking UFL and we dive deep into that, there is a little CFL news.
Ooh. Lay it on me, big dog.
Chad Kelly, suspended for 9 games.
Poor K.
It was for violating... Cocaine. No, it was apparently something with a female staffer, allegedly. On the Argos.
Like, they're not going to say what, though?
They said it violated the CFL's rules against, like, violence. It's weird. It's a weird one. I don't think there's no, like, legal action being taken against him, but he violated some league policies.
So, like, did he hit her?
I don't know. Maybe he, like, came onto her or something. Who knows with Swag Kelly? Either way, he's out for 9 games.
Yep. So who's
plus the
QB1 then? Who's QB1?
Let's see. Let's take a quick look at the Toronto Argonauts.
And real quick, is
Nathan Rourke could come back. Nathan Rourke, by the way, off the Patriots. So maybe Nathan Rourke makes a CFL return. I doubt it, but maybe.
How can I word this? Do the preseason game, do those count as a 9 or not?
No, they do not. So they got Brian Scott. People might remember him from the Spring League back in the day. And Cameron Dukes. That's who they got backing up Chad Kelly. It's actually not that strong of a roster, quarterback-wise.
Whew. Interesting.
The Argos are going to be in a very interesting spot. They might be looking for a quarterback here. Other things that we like to do, getting into the UFL now, Erik. Which team, besides St. Louis, of course, had the highest attendance rating in Week 6?
Which team besides I'm gonna go to the Defenders.
You're going to be correct with 14,303 listed at the game. Lowest.
Showboats.
Yeah, 5,609. Michigan with an uptick. This was the first time Michigan actually had an uptick in a week. They went from, I think it was like 6,000 some last week to 7,000 this week. A little uptick in Detroit.
I think the Tigers were out of town last week, and that's definitely going to help because literally, like, those stadiums are right there, like literally right next to each other.
They're right by each other.
Yeah, like literally. Were they out of town this past weekend? Yeah, they're in New York. So
okay,
this weekend. Okay, so we can see if there's a trend because this weekend they're in Arizona. The Tigers are. So maybe there's a trend. I'll say it again, like with the amount of bars that are in that area down by the like Little Caesars, Ford Field, and Comerica Park, the fact that they're not just killing it with that, like I don't understand. Like, so here's the thing. You partner up with some like bar, like that's
you
what
do multiple bars.
That's what the MLS did when they first started. They did all these partnerships with bars to get fans in there. And the fact the Panthers, who are like, I know, granted, I don't know what the Defenders, I don't know where their stadium's located. I don't know where the Showboat stadium is located. I can only speak what I know of. And I know where the Panthers stadium is. And the fact they're not doing more is just really lackadaisical by their whole marketing team.
I really hope with like a full off season in the works, they can kind of get some of that under wraps. Because Michigan in particular, I believe the local marketing team has done like a pretty bad job.
I mean, you could do something where, like, oh, go to Queens, pregame at Queens. Okay, after that, go to the I'm forgetting on the name of the bar. It starts with C. Go there if the Panthers rush for 100 yards. Panthers win, you get a free drink. Because the concept with the bar is, dude, will give you the free drink because that's minimal. But once you get in, you're gonna buy another drink. You're gonna get a food, and it's just gonna go on from that. And once they experience that, like, oh shit, dude, Queens is a cool place, dude. I can walk to the stadium. This is pretty fucking cool, dude. Tigers are out of town. Red Wings are out of the playoffs. Pistons are done. Shit, this is something to do in downtown Detroit.
Panthers are live for the playoffs. They're probably going to make the playoffs. I don't think the Showboats or the Roughnecks are really going to catch them anytime soon.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just kind of something. It's lazy on my part, like something they could be doing better.
And the USFL last year didn't give out actual attendance numbers, but based on watching it, like Michigan last year, I felt you and me would talk about it. We felt they were doing a really good job. They would have like Big E on the sides. It looked like Detroit was kind of popping.
This is a different. How can I word this? It seems like their partnership with the WWE isn't there anymore. There's no Big E.
It was the USFL last year. There was no partnership with the WWE.
But yeah, that's true. But I mean, they still do stuff with Fox, and SmackDown is on Fox.
I just think that a lot of they kind of left things up to like individual or like local marketing teams, and it looks like Michigan has dropped the ball. Everything was also, like we talked about this earlier in the preseason, a lot of this was rushed. And Michael's right here. They didn't even start selling Panthers tickets till about 3 weeks before the season started.
Yeah, and that's an issue. I mean, that's a real issue. But I mean, like,
I think next year, I'm giving this year, like on any of the crowd size, I'm giving this year kind of like a pass, a total pass. Next year, if we don't see improvement, then maybe I'll start to worry.
There's a bar in Milwaukee. It's called the Milwaukee Double. Okay. So what you do is you go to the Marquette game at noon. Game finishes at 3 or 4. Then you go to the Bucks game at 6 or 7. So you do the Milwaukee double. Like literally with how Comerica is,
Oh, you could totally do that because
you could
especially if
totally
like
do something right there. Because if they play at like
11.
noon,
Yeah.
yeah, like you could totally do like you would like that would be so easy to market
They
to
play
get
at
people
noon,
in.
they'll be done like by 3 easy.
Yeah. But the key thing is the Panthers would have to be the second game because you can be like, okay, show your thing here that you went to the Tiger game. And we'll let you in for half price.
That would be sick.
Show us your receipt from Queens, and we'll give you 10% off your ticket. Something like that.
Something like that would be sick.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I hate lazy people. And I just feel it's just a half-ass job.
I feel like it's a combination of maybe some people are either lazy or just not good at it. And the rush job that we kind of got worked into with the UFL, like kind of the timeline was fast.
Yeah, the timeline was really fast.
It's probably a combination of those things. Eric, what was the most watched game of week 6?
The most watched game of week 6.
You had Stallions Showboats, Roughnecks Battlehawks on Saturday, Renegades Panthers, and Brahmas Defenders on Sunday. Everything was on broadcast. Every game was on Fox except for Birmingham versus Memphis. Every other game was on Fox.
I want to say Birmingham against Memphis just because it was on ABC.
Not quite, Eric. That was number 2.
Okay. Arlington and the Panthers.
Number 3.
Brahmas Defenders.
Number 1, 1.2 million viewers. 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Which is actually the second best performance of any game this season.
Mm-hmm.
So the cool thing about this week with the TV numbers, Eric, they actually went up. Like every game this week was up from what the averages have been.
Which is huge. What was the number for the St. Louis game?
St. Louis, Houston was 829,000. 3 p.m. on Saturday.
How does that compare?
To what?
The norm for that time, the afternoon game. Is that like Sam a little down, up?
Maybe a little down, but also like 3 p.m. when
like
what was
like
going on Saturday?
That was Derby. That's why I'm asking. That's kind of like what I'm asking. Like, did the Derby, there wasn't an NBA game, so it'd be all Derby affiliate. The NBA game was at night that game because there was only one. So that would be Derby affiliate. So
I would think so.
Okay.
Down just like a smidge. Not bad at all. So far, like everything though, DC San Antonio, second best game of the entire season. Up 41% from last year. Still.
So what time are the games
this week? This week, if we go by Eastern time zones, we have on Saturday 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern, so noon and 3 hour time.
Okay, so
Sunday,
like the Battlehawks.
Sunday we do 11 and 2.
So the Battlehawks and Stallions game is going right against the Thunder Mavericks playoff game.
Okay.
Should be interesting to see what numbers they get.
I'm very interested because this is going to be a very hype game.
And then the Brahmas Roughnecks are going right against Knicks Pacers.
Sick. I'm excited to see how they do. That one also, the Sunday games will be lower. Those ones, the only game that's on like over the air TV this week is St. Louis versus Birmingham. Every other game's on ESPN.
So the interesting thing would be, and I don't know, like a project we could maybe work on.
Is see like the Fox and ABC averages versus the ESPN averages?
See how it compares to the daytime MLB on Fox Sports 1.
Oh, on FS1 for sure. FS1 though gets like way less views than anything else. Is there any other MLB?
Sometimes there's a game on like Fox daytime, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it would, just kind of like compare, like, what does an afternoon baseball game get? Or like, what does afternoon NASCAR get? What does afternoon golf get? Just kind of like, what do the afternoon playoff games get? Just kind of like look at those numbers and then just kind of like see where they all rank. That would be an interesting thing to kind of do.
Let's see. I'm trying to see the NBA's. Oh, here it is. Do we have it here? No, that's not what it says. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, I'm actually excited. Michael's chiming in. UFL actually beat some NHL ratings.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good.
So that's good. That's solid.
But I mean, like, the thing is like sports like the NHL, the NBA. These are when the most eyes are going to be on it. You know what I mean? The playoff time. So if they're having success now, that's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, I'm trying to see. Okay, I have other things going on right here. Right? Is this how this works? Birmingham, Memphis, ABC, 950K. So that same day, going on at the same time, we had the F1 going on as well on Saturday, the qualifier. We had golf, and that was about it. So the UFL on Saturday.
Speaking of F1, what I want you to do is every time Ravel tweets out like what something is cost-wise at a price, like $15 for a bag of chips, I want you to retweet and be like, Darren, why aren't you tweeting the prices for the UFL?
Oh, I
just
do
like
that.
Just bother him the fuck.
I could do that.
Or maybe I think that'd be great.
I can 100% do that. So, Eric, looking right here, during the time slot for Birmingham, Memphis, it was number 2, only behind EPL.
Okay.
Which was on NBC.
That's not bad.
Actually, it got 1.15. Okay, so yeah. It was split between NBC and Telemundo. But combined did better. Houston St. Louis, behind, obviously, the Kentucky Derby just crushed it.
Yeah.
But after Kentucky Derby, it was F1 qualifying, NASCAR qualifying, and then NCAA volleyball.
Ooh.
But yeah, so after like Kentucky Derby, which just crushed, it was Houston St. Louis. And then Arlington, Michigan, only behind Magic Cavs, which got 4.3 mil.
Jesus.
That's the only thing that was behind though. So PGA Golf, the Sunday one, the pre-race. Shout out Jeff. Yes, hip hip hooray for the UFL beating that. And then San Antonio, DC, behind the Formula One, the big race on Sunday. Barely behind Rangers Hurricanes. Barely behind the actual PGA Cup final there. The CJ Cup, Byron, whatever. And then ahead of all the NASCAR and ahead of Supercross. Herb Phillips is asking, hey, Eric, do you ever listen to the Markcast? I know Eric doesn't. I was going to say. Eric doesn't know who they are. Eric is the everyman on this show. I listen to him every once in a while, Herb. I listen to him every once in a while. Huh?
Who are they?
They're kind of a big spring. He's a big spring football, like CFL podcast sort of thing. I wouldn't figure Eric would listen to him. Eric's not in the space like I am. That's why I like having that. No, Eric, that's why I love you on this show, because you're like, you're the dude. You're the everyman. You bounce it off.
How can I word this? I don't listen to anyone's podcast. I just kind of do my thing.
That's totally fair. Oh my God, I love the UFL podcast. Love those guys. Those guys are good. Eric, are you ready to get some picks on?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Before we do that, though, let's look at the futures. Renegades sitting at 30-1. Any value of the Arlington? They're not dead yet. Not technically eliminated.
No value.
Oh, shout out Jim D. Hey, long time, first time. Can you please shout out my from Christian, a.k.a. Steph, who enjoys long walks and political spam texts?
Okay.
Shout out, Christian.
Respect.
The Houston Roughnecks sitting at 18-1.
Nope.
Showboats 18-1 as well.
Nope.
Defenders 13-1.
Interesting.
So I saw that one. I was like, I might sprinkle.
How many games are they out?
So they saved themselves because of the Brahmas situation. They are currently, I think, only one game behind the San Antonio Brahmas. Yeah, they are one game behind the Brahmas. And they saved the Brahmas going 2-0 over them. So it's like a wash with the head-to-head.
Okay.
So they need the Brahmas to kind of trip up a little bit, but they're still very much alive.
Yeah.
They're only one game out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The Brahmas, by the way, sitting at 8-1. I skipped over the Panthers. The Panthers are 9-1. I don't know if I like any USFL team to take down Birmingham, though.
No, not at all. Nothing.
St. Louis plus 155.
Jesus. No.
And Birmingham Stallions, Eric, all the way down at plus 105.
Nope.
Yeah, the XFL division is very spicy. Now, let's get into these game lines. Saturday, May 11th, noon. The game of the week in Eric's mind. The Memphis Showboats versus the Arlington Renegades. The Renegades are 3.5-point favorites. Over under set at 45, plus 150 on the money line for the Showboats. This game is disgusting.
So here's my thing. I got two rules. When two bad teams play each other, you always take the points.
Yeah, you always.
Do you trust the Renegades? What is
No.
the one thing the Renegades have shown us week after week after week after week after week after week after week? They can't close a fucking game.
No.
They literally cannot close a fucking game. So it blows my mind that they're laying this big of a number. I mean, look, I'll be on the Showboats here. Does their offensive line suck? Yeah, they did look a little bit better. Cook has got a little banged up. They're back.
Only 3 sacks. Only 3 sacks last week, Eric.
The offensive line did look better. I don't like their backup quarterback at all.
It's got to be Cookis. It's got to be Case.
Yeah. So.
I like the over.
Yeah. I'll Oh no, I'm not gonna take the over.
I'm taking the over. Dude, both defenses stink.
I will take the Showboats here plus the 3.5.
I'll take the Showboats plus. I'll probably live bet the Showboats money line or something. I'm gonna take the Renegades -2 first half.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the over 45. These defenses suck, and actually, the one thing that the Renegades do well is their offense. Their offense is has been fairly consistently decent. Oh, Jim D's Renegade Jim. Love that. That checks out. Eric, Saturday, 3 p.m. our time. Some people are dubbing this the game of the year, the championship preview. The St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Birmingham Stallions. The Stallions also 3.5-point home favorites. Over under 47.5, plus 154 on the money line for the Battlehawks. What are you doing here, big man? I will advise our. Do you want to be like the stereotypical gambling show? I will advise our clients to wait. I will advise the clients to wait until the injury reports and the depth charts are out. The Battlehawks have still a lot of offensive linemen that are banged up. And there's a couple defensive guys that are banged up for Birmingham. So I would wait to do anything until the injury reports and everything comes out, probably tomorrow or Friday. Be it as it may, I gotta take the Stallions.
Really?
Yep. I trust Skip Holtz over Anthony Becht as a coach. St. Louis has shown the propensity to like choke and be in these close games with teams that are not that great. St. Louis is easily the best team Birmingham has played all season by far.
Don't you think they'll be up for the game though?
What was that?
Don't you think they'll be up for the game?
Oh, they'll be up for it. I think it's going to be a great game.
No, I don't think they're going to have like their historic mental breakdown. I think their pass defense should be able to hold up. I mean, the key thing is that with them, are they going to be able to limit the Martinez running ability? I mean, to me, that's the game. If they can keep Martinez under his like 50 yards rushing, I think they have a chance.
Well, the thing is, he didn't rush for that much last week.
But I mean, you just got to keep him contained in the pocket. I know it kind of sounds crazy, but
no, it's really like you. I would rather if you're playing Adrian Martinez more often than not, you're kind of okay trying to have him beat you with his arm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they should be doing.
I hope that's what they do because I'm rooting for the Battlehawks. I see the Stallions pulling away late, getting a win, and winning by 4. I think it's close. I'm not going to be betting the spread. I want to take that over so bad, but both defenses are actually pretty good.
I'll take the Battlehawks plus the points. That's what I'll do.
I don't hate it. Adrian Martinez rushed for 25 yards last week on 5 rushes, 5 attempts.
Okay.
Game number 3, Erik, Sunday, May 12th. Jeff says, why use Martinez for this game? Show him nothing. I think he's just going with Martinez. I think that's just the starter now. I think Martinez is just the guy. Sunday, though, May 12th. Michigan Panthers, DC Defenders. The Michigan Panthers are 1-point road favorites in DC. Over under 43, minus 105 on the money line for the Defenders.
I'll take the Defenders at home, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Defenders on the money line here. The defense, the way Dr. Heat kind of like pulled things back a little bit, didn't go full blitz crazy. I liked what I saw. That's a good way to beat the Brahmas.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's just going to blitz the fuck out of Danny Etling and the Panthers, and this is going to be just a slugfest. Give me the under 43 as well.
Do you trust Danny Etling to go on the road and play against the former successful NFL defensive coordinator?
No. I'm not huge on Danny Etling. Alex is also asking, by the way, while we're talking quarterbacks, Ben DiNucci back to the UFL? He just got released for the Broncos today.
Probably.
What team do you think could use Ben DiNucci the most?
The Panthers.
I'd say it's either them or Houston, right?
Yeah.
Maybe San Antonio if like Quentin Dormity's not the guy, but they just got Jaden DeLora. Oh, Alex says DC. Get in there and replace Tom.
Do you really think they do that?
No, they would not. I guarantee you they would not. Yeah, I like DC here. I like the under 43. I think DC's. I'm gonna trust that they're on the come up and they've kind of learned some things here. Last game, Erik. Jeff's also coming in with a bold prediction: the Matt Corral start this week.
Really?
So no. I'm gonna go on a tangent. So Lou Holt, Skip Holtz has been doing things. So at first he was kind of switching them every 2 series. Stopped doing that. Then he was doing every other week. He was switching them. But now his system is he kind of like plays them out during the week in camp. And then Thursday he decides who's going to start.
Interesting.
So we'll see who the starter is probably Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
And then last game of the week, 2 p.m. Sunday, May 12th. Brahmas, Roughnecks. The Brahmas are 3-point road favorites in Houston. Over under set at 40, plus 140 on the money line for the Roughnecks.
So here's the thing. I don't trust the Roughnecks. I don't trust teams laying points on the road.
And the Brahmas, like, that offense looked rough last week, dude.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. No one to
Under
walk
40.
away.
Under 40. Both defenses are actually pretty good. Under 40.
Yeah, I like that.
Also, this one's for you. This comment's for you, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
I thought that was pretty good. All right, Eric, it's time for your favorite part of the show. It's time for some DraftKings.
Right.
Ready to make us a fucking lineup, boys?
All right, so I gotta go full screen here, buddy. Sorry, give me a second.
Oh, get your full screen, baby. Baby.
All right. So
The first thing I always notice is the steep drop off in points after you go from McCarron and Martinez to every other quarterback.
So looking at it right now, Showboats play, defenders play.
What are you looking at?
Which
What is
quarterback-
going on in Eric's mind right
seriously, like it's the thing. Like, which quarterback do we want? I mean, I think we've kind of. Do you want to play the guessing game with AJ?
I
Take
think.
AJ, or do we want to just take the Stallions quarterback,
So-
whoever it is?
What is AJ McCarron's specialty? Passing the ball. Is Birmingham's pass defense that strong?
Birmingham has allowed passing 1,108 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. The 6th least.
I think a big part of that's their defensive line, though.
Mm-hmm.
And with the trouble that I'm worried that their defensive line will kind of eat up if St. Louis is kind of like banged up.
But on the flip side, the Battlehawks have only allowed 815. They've allowed the least amount.
Yeah, their defense, their pass defense is the best in the league, and they've gone up against some
will
great,
this
like pretty
be-
good offenses.
So here's something to think about.
Is this going to be like a sneaky, low-scoring game?
Is this going to be a sneaky, low-scoring game where, let's face it, I mean, it's pretty much locked up that it's going to be those two in the playoffs for the first round, correct?
Well, they wouldn't play each other in the first round.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So the Battlehawks aren't technically locked into the playoffs yet, but the Stallions are. The Stallions are locked into a playoff spot. So, interesting take.
All right, so let's go a different route.
Okay. Because the only other thing I was going to say, the other game that I could see being high scoring is the game earlier that day because both defenses are trash, was going to be Memphis-Arlington.
That's where I'm looking at. Do we want to go Perez?
See, oh, God.
How much is Perez?
Perez is cheap. Perez is 8,900.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's put Prezi in.
Consistently around the teens, but he has gone up against like Michigan, San Antonio, Houston, DC. He's gone up against some good defenses and put up points.
All right, let's do it. Put in Perez.
Let's do Perez. He at least puts up a shitload of yards against this team. I will probably also, for the people, I will also have a lineup probably with Case Cookus in it.
All right. What
Ooh. Running back's tough.
all right. So do we want to go with the Brahmas guy?
You just want to go love it again
Because I mean,
against Houston?
all right. So the red. Okay, who's the Showboats RB1?
Probably Darius Victor. Yeah, it's Darius Victor. And they do like forcing the run, even though like he hasn't been great this year.
And the Renegades defense
Is trash.
especially against the run.
You want to
All right,
play a little?
let's do it.
We could either do that. Yeah, we could do that, or let's say either him or.
Well, I mean, the thing is like you're telling me you think this is going to be the highest scoring game. And I think people aren't going to have that much exposure to Perez. I think people are going to really look to tackle the showboats and the
You mean the
not the
Stallions and
showboats,
the Battlehawks?
Stallions, Black and the Battlehawks or whatever. If we think that's going to be low scoring, like let's pivot, let's go a different way here. Why don't we take
the only thing I was going to say is the only other person I would take besides Victor in the running back spot was going to be Davion Smith because he's the running back for the Renegades because Memphis's run defense is also trash.
But,
and the Renegades are like the other running backs that they have are all hurt.
But I mean, like, I don't want to have a lineup where we have a running back and a QB.
That is fair. That is fair. I respect that.
Let's go Victor here. Okay.
Maybe I'm saying it again. When I do my Cookus lineup, then I'll play Smith.
Okay. All right.
Okay, wide receiver, tight end. I mean, even though he's so fucking pricey, and even though like I get we're like kind of, I still feel like we should get some Hakeem Butler, dude. He's like his target share is crazy.
He's got 43 targets. The next highest one is Marcus Sims.
Is what?
Marcus Sims with 31.
It's crazy how much he's targeted.
Yeah.
Maybe like he probably comes down a little bit though. I don't know.
Let's see how many passing yards have the.
And do we want to stack somebody with Perez?
Stallions are giving up 1180. Who's the number one WR? Let's look at some targets. Boom. Tyler Vaughn.
Targets. He's the number one in targets?
For the Renegades.
Yeah, he is. It's either the two guys for the Renegades it's like either him or Canella.
You want to go Vaughn's?
I'm down going Vaughn's. He gets targeted enough. He just has to bring him in.
All right, hold on. How many? Hold on. Tell me how many targets Vaughn had last game.
Wasn't a lot. He had 5.
Game of 4.
7.
So, why is this working?
The outlier was the DC game where he had 13. Canella had 8, 8, 4, 8, 2 targets.
All right. So we're between.
And Peyton and JP Peyton had 7, 9 in the last 2 games.
So Peyton's been targeted more the last 2 games.
The last 2 games, Peyton has been targeted more than Vaughn's. Yes. Well, they were kind of targeted the same amount 2 games ago, but Peyton has gotten a little bit. He's like come up.
All right.
Canella targeted more than both of them, just so you're aware.
Canella targeted more than both of them?
Yeah, Canella in the last 2 games targeted 8 times and 8 times.
Oh, God. Do you want to fucking do this? Is like who?
He's cheap, too. Canella's 5,900, so.
Do you want to go with Canella?
He did pretty good for us last week.
Let's do it.
I'll roll with him. Okay, let's get Canella in there.
All right, so flex, we got wide receiver, tight end.
We still need another wide receiver, tight end.
Which game gun to your head, what is a player? You said you wanted to get Butler, right?
Just because like he seems to be he's AJ's go-to guy.
All right, put him in. Put him in. That's fine.
And I feel like in this league, we talked about it during the live stream, his size in this league in particular gives him such a crazy advantage.
All right, so how much money we got left? Where's that?
We got 18,100 left.
All right,
for
what's
two
the
flexes
guy
in the defense?
What's the guy in the defender's side of the ball? So that way we have a little exposure. Not the defenders, I'm sorry. To the fucking Stallions.
Defenders? Stallions. Okay. Stallions. We got Sternberger again, but he kind of let us down a little bit last week. His target share with Adrian is so much worse than it is with Matt Corral.
What running back would we want?
This is tough because they kind of do a little committee, and if Adrian's in there.
Okay. All right.
Now, he blew up last week. Kevin Austin Jr. Probably regression.
Yeah.
Deion Kane gets targeted a decent amount, but points aren't there. Amari Rogers is like fine, but nah. Marlon Williams is he's been getting a little bit more play.
You want to go with him then?
We can take a shot with him. He's still pretty cheap too. He's 6,100. Now we can spend out. We got 12,000. A defense is only 4,400 at most, so you could spend up to like 8,000.
All right. So what defense do you want?
Honestly, we could just go cheap and go Roughnecks because the way that San Antonio and like Dormady was playing, rough.
All right, so let's go Roughnecks.
So we got 8,600 to spend.
Uh-huh. Who's the top guy left?
Like price wise?
Yeah.
It's Anthony McFarland, but he's questionable.
Next.
It's
I kind of feel like we have no exposure, right? We have no exposure to the Defenders Panthers. So
in that game in particular, I was thinking, because if they do like to blitz, if we do see blitzes, like Marcus Sims is the guy in Michigan.
All right, let's do Marcus Sims then.
Let's do Marcus Sims.
All right. So we got Perez, Vincent, Canella, Butler. Who do we have after Butler?
Williams, Marcus Williams, and then Marcus Sims. So we have Arlington, Memphis, Arlington, St. Louis, Birmingham, Michigan, and then Houston defense. So we have a little something in every game.
There you go. We got exposure all over the place. That's what we want.
We'll save that lineup.
Now, we'll do this for the people. If there is a last second QB change for the Stallions before Jim's live, we will redo the lineup for you guys.
Oh yeah, because
yeah, that
kind of would change things.
Yeah, so we'll do that for the people. So make sure you check out Jim's stream. He's going to be live the first game, I think. What time
actually, I do have an update. I was going to tell the people not streaming this Saturday. I have a graduation. Oh. I know.
You're finally graduating, dude?
No, my little cousin's graduating high school. I got to be there for it. So what I'm going to do Saturday is I'm going completely dark on all social media. I'm not going to have my phone even turned on Saturday. So don't call me for nothing. And then I'm going to come home. I'm going to record all the games. I'm going to watch the games back to back.
What happens if
Nobody
it's
spoil nothing.
what happens if it's a life or death situation for me?
Yeah, don't call
Just
me.
not-
Call Chase. Call Chase.
Call Chase. Okay.
Yeah, call Chase. Or you can call me. Just don't tell me anything about the game. Just don't tell me anything about the games, Eric, because I've been looking forward to this for months.
Okay.
Eric, what's one thing you want to see this week in the upcoming UFL action?
I want to see some upsets. I want to see a game where I'm like, oh shit.
Upsets would be sick.
Like, I love the upsets. That's what I want to see.
Upsets would be hot. I want to see. I want to see the Renegades finally get a win. Get that off your shoulders.
I don't think that's. Yeah, it should.
It's possible. I mean, Memphis sucks.
Yeah.
Showboats suck. My future, I burned that future already. All right, folks, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you, Jim D, for apologizing to Eric. Renegade Jim for life. Love everybody. We'll see you next time for some hot and heavy spring fever.